Nobody can tell me what I can and can't do because I'm a gangster about life. Top of it, Team Coach E, and it's time to leverage your life. Now, if you don't know, your life is your business. And if you're not living the life that you desire and deserve, it's because you are not minding your business. And if you're not minding your business, it might be because you don't know what your business is. But I just told you, your life is your business. But maybe you need a little bit more information. And if you do, you're in the right place to learn that. There's a saying in the hood: gangsters do what they want to, suckers do what they can. This saying basically means that, oh, let me make sure my mic on, because it would be a horrible situation for me to do all this recording and my mic not working, but it's on, so we good. Gangsters do what they want to, suckers do what they can. And this is a saying that I subscribe to, and while I do not busy my mind about what's going on in society to help me or what handouts are available or not available, because nobody can tell me what I can and can't do because I'm a gangster about life. And like I said, gangsters do what they want to, suckers do what they can. So it's only the suckers out here scrambling and saying, I can't do this and I can't do that and this not working for me. And I tried this and I tried that, but it ain't, working the way this it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because gangsters do what they want to and suckers do what they can. It's a basic rule. You know what I'm saying? So look yourself in the mirror. If you a sucker, switch it up. But anyway, that's not the topic I want to talk about. But another saying in the hood is you gotta let your nuts hang. Now this is for the men's. This is for the husbands. This is for the young boys, for the guys in high school, guys just graduating, guys in the early stages of relationships, guys that's just out there living their best life or, attempting to. You have to let your nuts hang. And I mean, you gotta drag the motherfuckers across the room, okay? And let motherfuckers know that you are a man. Because the thing about it is, a lot of us are in a society that is telling us to tuck them motherfuckers. But if you tuck too much, that motherfucker gonna become a vagina. And now you getting fucked. Okay? And I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about figuratively. Okay? You can't tuck them too much. And I'm not talking just simply sleeping naked or walking around naked. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When I say this, I'm saying don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to have certain things about you that people don't like because not everything about you is meant to be liked. You like it, and that's all that counts. Before I get into that, I want to talk about one more other thing called freedom. And this is how you let your nuts hang because a free motherfucker gonna let their nuts hang. But people don't really understand the concept of what freedom is. People think everybody deserves freedom. You know what I'm saying? But freedom is not like that. I'm sorry to say, but freedom doesn't work like that. The first thing about freedom is only guaranteed to those who know how to protect and to intelligently and articulately defend their freedoms by knowing what their freedoms are and then having the courage to defend them. Freedom is for mature adults. And what I mean by mature adults is I don't mean persons 18 or over. I mean people who have the mental capacity and the emotional intelligence to be able to govern themselves and their affairs properly without the assistance of a guardian. That comes with time, and it doesn't happen for the same time for everybody. But freedom is for those people. Now, another and last key component about freedom is that your freedoms end where another person's freedoms begin. So, this is the check and balance system on what it means to be free. Because some people say, I'm free, so I can do anything I want to do. No, that's not what it means. Because as soon as you infringe upon another person's freedoms to be free as well, then now you overstepped your boundary of freedom because you put another person in a position where they can't be free. Now that line gets kind of blurry because you got people that want to be free to feel a certain way, and that if they're in certain environments, and you're making them feel a certain way, they feel like they're not free. Okay. So people have to understand how to define those lines. But the basis is that your freedoms end where another person's freedoms begin. And so you don't have the right to punch anybody you want just because you feel like punching somebody, because that person has the right to not be punched. So if you want to punch something, go get a punching bag, because that don't have no rights because it's a punching bag. So if you feel like you want to punch whenever you want to punch the punching bag, because if you punch somebody, they have a right to punch you back. Okay? So your freedoms end where another person's freedoms begin. And those principles have to be understood, because we live in an era where people want to push freedoms, but then don't want to respect other people's freedoms. And that's what you have to be understand. And that what goes into my whole understanding about letting your nuts hang. Men, husbands, you have to learn how to do this. And I want to tell you a couple of ways on how you can do this. I want to tell you a couple of ways of how I do it. Because, see, I'm a man, okay? And you're going to know I'm a man. Not because I have to superimpose the idea, not because I have to overcompensate, but I have to let that be known and understood. Because if it's not known and understood, somebody might take me for a bitch, or somebody that they can use and abuse. And people can only be used and abused when they allow it. Okay? Sometimes people give implied consent for people to use and abuse them. Sometimes people give it indirectly. What I mean is, they don't verbally say, you can use and abuse me. They don't verbally say, I'm an idiot, I'm a fool. But they do certain things to signal to the sharks and piranhas out here that they fresh meat, that they bait. And when you let your nuts hang, you can't be bait. So, what are some ways to let your nuts hang? If I need to define it a little bit more, I would just basically say letting your nuts hang is just being your authentic self and not apologizing for it. Having certain aspects of you that, despite how other people feel about it, you still hold because it's a part of you. And just like in relationships, I know you have to compromise and give up a little bit, but there's a certain part that you have to reserve. And you reserve the part that won't damage the relationship and impinge on the freedoms of others in that relationship, but still maintains who you authentically are. So one of the ways that you can let your nuts hang and just be authentically you in a situation is, you have to maintain or keep something that you like that's just for you. This is one that's for the married man. I've been in a relationship for 16 years, been married 7. Okay. So in relationships, men and women lose themselves. They lose their identity, but you're supposed to, because you're going to become this new person, and you're heading into this new era in life where before you were individual, now you're a better individual because you have another person. It's like the group is an individual group, but it's made of individuals. Well, when you become into a relationship or get married, you're becoming a group, but you're still one. Okay, y'all carry the same last name, you have the same ideas, y'all have the same goals, hopefully, and you're working towards the same mission and vision. But there's still aspects of self that you have to maintain. You might give up some friends because they don't fit into the vision you have for your relationship. Like me and my wife, we made it a thing to where we really don't have too many single friends that we have and spend time with. Why? Because we're married. And we're not saying that single people are bad, but we're just saying that our principles don't align. So we don't want to be in groups too much to where our principles, our life goals, and how we structure our life don't combine, don't get along. We're thinking about the future and about our kids and about how we make our relationship better. This other person might be thinking about, the next person they about to fuck, or, what I'm saying, who they about to meet. They go out to meet people. We go out to have fun together. So we don't associate with certain people. And so we might sacrifice certain friends, but then you have to keep certain friends. Maybe friends that your partner may not like. Okay. Why? You have to figure out why. That's not a situation with me, because I wasn't a person that had a lot of friends, and anybody that was around me, they had to align with my program with my wife anywhere. It didn't matter. So that's not an issue for me, but it might be for you. You might be like, okay, there's a certain friend that my wife or my mate does not like, but you know what? He's not doing anything bad. He's not doing anything threatening. She just might not be her cup of tea. But I'm going to maintain this friend, but I'm still going to respect my wife and how things go with us to keep the peace between us. But I'm going to keep that friend because that's a part of me. He brings out a side of me. He helps me with my mental health, and he makes me feel like the man that I want to feel like. That's a part of me I don't want to lose. So maintain that friendship. There might be things that you can do that involve letting your nuts hang. For instance, I like smoking cigars. My wife doesn't like cigars. Okay. But what should I do? Should I say, oh, my wife doesn't like cigars. I got to stop smoking them. That's something that I like to do. So I have to figure out how can I do it while still respecting her wishes. Because remember, freedom. She has the freedom and ability to not have to be around certain things she doesn't want to be around. And I have to respect that because I want her to respect my freedoms, but I also have the freedom to smoke a cigar. So at what point do we come to some kind of compromise? Well, I'm going to do it. And we're going to have to understand that some things that I do, you're just not going to like. That's the compromise. There's some things that she's going to want to do that I'm going to be like, you know what? I can't stand that. But hey, that's what you want to do. Now, the ratio of the things that she wants to do that I like to the things that she doesn't want to do, or the things that she do that I don't like, has to be balanced. She can't have a whole host of things that just get on my last nerve, and I just got to deal with it because that's going to make the relationship uncomfortable. Like me, if she didn't like certain friends, if she didn't like the cigars, if she didn't like me playing video games, if she didn't like a lot of things, and I got more things that she doesn't like than she does like, that relationship's not gonna last. So I can't sit up here and oppose myself on it if I want the relationship to last. I have to pick and choose my battles. So by picking and choosing my battles, I choose to smoke. And you're gonna have to deal with it. Why? Because I can't be everything you like and sacrifice my entire being. But I still have to respect you and the relationship. So there's a line to be drawn that goes back to the freedoms and my freedom to express myself, but yet her freedom to want and have certain things when it comes to the relationship. So I smoke my cigars when I do, when I want to. I don't smoke them often, but I do it. But I do it not with her. I don't do it in the house. I don't do it and go straight to bed and lay smelling like a box of cigarettes. I don't do that. I respect her and I respect her wishes. So if I am going to smoke, I make sure after that I'm coming home, jumping in the shower, and I'm getting all that smell off me to the best of my ability. I don't keep cigars in the house to where the smell is filling up our room and things like that. I respect her freedoms. But as much as you might not like it, I'm still going to do it because I still have to do things that make me happy or that I like to do. Okay? I still got to let my balls hang. And that's what it's about. Another way is you got to speak your mind. You got to speak your mind. You cannot walk around holding in things that are on your mind because you're afraid of how it'll offend somebody or how somebody might feel about what you have to say. Social media has made it so that if you don't want to confront certain things head on, I guess, you can go on there and you can speak about what you want to speak about. But I prefer in the situations when you're in a group or not in a group, or you're talking to your wife or not, or you're talking to your boss, there's a way to say something without being disrespectful, without risking your job, without putting your relationship on the line. But you have to learn how to speak your mind. Whatever is on your mind, however you feel, you have to do it within a certain guidelines of respect, depending on the person you're speaking to and their authority or their position to you. But you still don't have to hold back. And there's always a way to do it. There's a way to do it where you can receive respect from somebody for doing it. There's a way to speak your mind to your mate without coming off disrespectful or overly aggressive or domineering. But you have to speak your mind. Even if it's like, look, this ain't gonna change nothing. You might not like what I gotta say, but I'm just gonna say it because I feel it needs to be said. And I mean no disrespect. My intent is not malicious, but I don't give up. You know what I'm saying? And just let them have it. You gotta speak your mind. That's a key to letting your nuts hang. You have to speak your mind. Get on Instagram and make a post. Get it off your chest. Take it from inside out. Release so that you don't hold so much stuff in and then burst. Yes, pressure busts pipes. It makes diamonds, but it busts pipes too. And you don't want to bust. Release the pressure. Speak your mind. And another thing is something that you can physically do. Because it just gives you that extra cockiness and it just gives you that extra, that extra aggression. And that's work out, man. Work out. Work out. Do stuff to make you feel good about your physical appearance. Okay? Because a person that feels good about their physical appearance is not going to be shy. They're going to want people to see what they've been working on. They're going to want people in the light to see what they've been doing in the dark, behind closed doors. All them hours you don't see me. All them times I'm getting up. Man, you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym. Yeah. So that I can get this response I'm getting right here from you. Like, damn, nigga, you looking big. Look at your arms. Look, man, you on, man, you on. Look, man, nigga, how I'm gonna get like you. I want to get like you. I'm getting that for what I do when you don't see me. And see, you tell me, oh man, I can't do it, I can't do it. But you want that. I can do it because I want that. But more importantly, I do it because that gives me the confidence to let my nuts hang in every situation. When I walk into a room, I'm completely confident and secure in myself. Why? Because I've did things to boost my confidence to the highest level it can be. So when I'm in situations around people, I don't let the situation bring me down. I demand a certain level of attention. I demand a certain level of respect. I demand a certain level of admiration. If you're not seeing the muscles, what you're seeing is the discipline and the dedication. You're seeing the focus. You're seeing characteristics that you admire in a man and that you want yourself. So do stuff that make you feel good. Don't just work out. Put that shit on, man. I say that all the time. I said it in other things. Man, dress to impress. I make sure I match all the time. I'm matching now. I don't give a fuck if I'm going to sleep. I don't care what I'm doing. I always match. I always put it on. I always make myself feel good. Because when I walk into a room, I gotta own it. And the way I own it is because I'm completely and 100% confident in myself. And I'm letting my balls hang. Okay? All the time. I'm being unapologetic about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's me. And I gotta let people know I am a man. And when I say that, I'm not saying, oh, people know you're a man. They see you, they can tell that you're a male. What I'm saying is I'm not just a male. A 10-year-old is a male. A little baby is a male. I'm a motherfucking man. And people got to understand that. Because a man ain't going to go for certain shit. A man ain't going to do certain shit. A man ain't going to let certain shit go down. A man is a protector and a provider. A man ain't no sucker. A man ain't nobody that gives in to their emotional impulses. A man ain't somebody who seeks instant gratification on a regular basis. A man is somebody that is engulfed in purpose, and he lives and he walks and he breathes that purpose. When you see me, you see a motherfucker on a mission. You don't see a motherfucker that just floating and just trying to figure out what his next move is. I know where I'm coming from and I know where I'm going. But that's for y'all that just think that you just gonna float through this life, man. You gotta really understand that. You gotta let your nuts hang. You gotta be authentically you. You can't be apologizing for being you. You can't do that to your wife. You can't do that to your boss. You can't do that to your friends. You can't do that anywhere. People are going to respect you more. Try it. Try it today. Try it when you go to school. Try it when you go to work. I'm not saying be a cocky, narcissistic bastard. If I didn't say that right, I don't care. But I'm not saying be that. I'm saying be authentically you and demand the respect because you exude the principles of a real man and somebody who means what they say what they mean, and got and prepared to back up anybody who want to test that shit. That's how you have to conduct yourself. That's how you have to be, especially in these days. I mean, I'm talking about especially now. Especially now, it's important for men to be this way. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm telling you, let your nuts hang. That's all I got for this time. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you gonna let your nuts hang. Let me know if it's working for you. Let me know if it didn't work for you. Listen to my other videos, get more game. Don't just listen to this video one time. You're not gonna get all the meat that it has in it. Listen to it at least 3 times. Study it, take notes, and then apply it. That's the only way you're going to make significant change. And that's what I have for today. So as always, don't be good at it.